truly Jordan. Coming from the 3 and 4 Sports, STL Sports, everything sports. Find us on YouTube, which you can find us right here, wherever it is on bottom of YouTube. Anyway, week 6, home game in the Battle Dome. It was a low-scoring game in this game. 12-6 was the final, and your St. Louis BattleHawks are on 2-game winning streak after losing those 2 games in a row after winning 2 in a row. So 2-2-2. All right, what's going on here? Win 2, lose 2, win 2. Now what are we going to do from here on out? All right, this was a big game, division game, obviously. They got us the first time around, so obviously they got us in the division game, which is not looking good because we're 2-2 in the division. Losses from DC and the Renegades, but wins against the Brahmas and the Renegades. So, yeah. Let's just go over this, make this nice, short, and sweet. It was a defensive game, I guess you could say. It was kind of rough to watch on offense. There was some nice big plays every once in a while. Got to give it to our defense. Defense was stellar. They really were. Solid again. Coming up big with 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 interceptions in crucial time. I mean, if we didn't have them playing like they are, we would not be in these games like we were expecting to be. Max came out in this game and he was 2 for 8 with 20 yards with 1:30 before halftime. And at that 1:30, that's when he threw a 40-yard bomb to Akeem Butler for a touchdown. It was nice. Oh, and speaking of Akeem, in the past 2 weeks, he has 3 catches for 3 touchdowns. So thank God he's back. If I had to get anybody the player of the game for that game, it's got to go to our defense. I can't give it to one guy. Can't give it to really anybody on offense who it usually goes to. Could you give it to Akeem? You could. Scoring the only touchdown of the game. You could give it to Rodrigo. You could give it to him. He kicked all the field goals besides the 1 6-pointer touchdown that you got. And you scored 12 points. So your kicker got the same amount of points as the offense. That shouldn't happen. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take the victory any day. All right. How you win it is how you win it. A win's a win, right? Let's get into some more just recap of of this of the week. Basically, the offensive line was terrible. It was terrible. They could not hold their front 7. They really couldn't. Max got sacked for days. And we'll go over those defensive numbers here in a little bit. I can't remember how many times he got sacked. I mean, it has to at least be 3 or 4, I would have to say. I mean 4 or 5. I mean, he got smashed around. I mean, if they didn't consider it a sack, then he got hit right outside the pocket or right outside of it, and they didn't count it as a sack. But yeah, the O-line is a big issue with our offense right now. We didn't get really anything going against the Renegades. This is the second time we've seen them already. So, and right before halftime, Perez was 6 for 9 with 40 yards right before halftime. So, beginning of this game was very, very, besides the very end of the second quarter, like I was saying, it was 0-0. And then boom. Let's get into some stats here. All right, let's just dive into this. Like I said, it was Friday Night Lights, not home opener. It was the UFL opening night for the week. Like how the NFL has Thursday night football that kicks off the week for football, and then you got Sunday and Monday night football or whatever. This is like the UFL. They do it on Friday nights, and then they open it up for Saturday and Sunday. All right. We're hoping to expand the league next year, get some more teams. I think we might be possibly going to 2 more teams. Where, I do not know. I would put them in a town that does not have an NFL team. Put them in a town that's like that has like a big college fan base, but no NFL team. I'm telling you. St. Louis doesn't have like a college football team besides Mizzou. But we're talking about St. Louis. But I mean, all of St. Louis. I mean, football wise, you ain't rooting for the Billikens. You ain't rooting for that. But you're most likely going for Mizzou. Mizzou, Missouri. Anyway, 6-12 final score. Your St. Louis BattleHawks are now 4-2. Like I said, they won 2, lost 2, and now they have won 2. So, like I said, they are 4-2. Renegades move and fall to 3-3, which is great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus. Anyway, it was a boring half besides the Keem Butler touchdown right there at the end of the second. No scoring in the third, and then 3 field goals between both teams in the fourth. It was a little too close for comfort. Let's get into passing. Max Duggan, 7 for 19 for 93 yards and 1 touchdown to Akeem. QBR rating of 70.7. Completion percentage of 36. Max, I know your offensive line was not there to help. I know. But, geez, man. The commentaries kept saying, too, that your delivery is long. Like when you snap it back, it's way down here like you're kind of throwing like a baseball. It's not baseball. It's a football. I know you know that. I'm just – anyway. Luis Perez finished the game 16 for 23, so he finished pretty well for 145 yards and 1 interception. I swear we had more than 1 interception. What's going on here? I'm going to have to check that out. 1 interception. Am I tripping? I thought it was 2. Why do I have 2 written down? Was it a different quarterback? What? Anyway, I'm tripping. 69% completion percentage, QBR rating of 68. So Duggan's QBR rating was better. But yeah, anyway, rushing, Jacob Sailors, 14 for 57. Didn't really get it going on the ground for 14 attempts. Averaged 4.1 yards a carry. Max Duggan, 10 for 49. And then Blake and Javian Howard had 1 attempt for 7 yards. Date Hunter looked pretty good. Didn't get a lot, but he had a 16-yard burst. It looked pretty good. Made him look really powerful, but 13 of 47. Kalen Balaj, 9 of 30, and then Luis Perez, 2 of 3. So total on the ground for the Renegades, 82 and 113 for your BattleHawks. Caw-caw! Sorry, my voice is gone still from Friday. Yeah, you can hear it yelling, trying to win that game. Receiving, Blake Jackson, 3 for 31. He was our lead. He was our receiving leader by 1 yard, right behind Butler. I was wrong earlier. Stat correction. He had 30 yards instead of 40. He had 1 catch for 30 yards and a touchdown. That, like I said, 3 catches in the past 2 games for 3 touchdowns. Frank Darby, 1 for 16. Ja'Cour Pearson, 1 for 11. Actually got positive yards this game. Denzel Mims, 1 for 5. Jacob Sailors had no catches, but 2 targets. So through the air, our receivers, 6 receivers, 7 catches for 93 yards. Their leading receiver was their running back, 5 for 41. Date Hunter, Javonte Payton, 3 for 40. Burton, 2 for 27. Everybody else had either 2, 1, or no attempts for under 15 yards. So they had 9 different receivers. I don't know why I said rushing. 9 receivers, 16 catches for 145 yards. So obviously they had more yards through the air because they were playing more of a comeback. They never led this game. We led the entire time, but it was close really the whole time. Getting into, let's go over that defense. Like I was saying, let's get how many. Let's see sacks. Let's see sacks for the BattleHawks. We had 3, and it's only recording 1. Why am I thinking 2 interceptions? I swear we had 2. Oh, maybe one was called back. That's when maybe I'm tripping. So sacks, they had 5.5 sacks. I was close. I was really close. What did I say? 4 or 5? Yeah. Should have taken the over, but yeah. 5 sacks. They had, let's see here, no interceptions. Duh. Tackles for losses, they had 7. They had 1 forced fumble. We had 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 1 interception, 3 sacks, and 37 solo tackles, and 5 tackles for losses. Yeah, they had 5.5 sacks. There's a couple of assists in there. Charlie Thomas had 1/2. He had 1.5. Taco Charlton, who was ex-NFL, had 1.5. Willie Taylor had 2. From the BattleHawks, Mike Rose, or Pinta, number 7, he got 2 sacks. Isaiah Mack got 1. It was a defensive game. I mean, it was kind of ugly, but it is what it is. We got the victory. Rodrigo Blankenship, 2 for 200%. His longest was a 53-yarder. It was pretty nice. Lucas Harvick, however you say it, went 2 for 3, missed a field goal, which is pretty crucial for them to be honest. He had a 46-yarder. Yeah. We had 5 punts. They had 3. They also have Marquette King, ex-Battlehawk, ex-Raider. And yeah. Dang. That was that game. Renegades and BattleHawks. That was a game. That was nice to be at. It was Friday. I actually took off work that day, brought my son with me, got down there about noon, tailgated till about 6. Yes, long. Enjoyed the cooler weather and enjoyed a BattleHawk victory. We go to Memphis, 2 p.m. game, May 11th on ESPN. Hopefully we do our job there. Then we come home at the Dome, the Battle Dome, against the Stallions. Haven't seen them yet this year. We've been through the Roughnecks, the Brahmas, the Defenders, the Renegades, the Panthers. Now we got the Showboats and the Stallions, 2 teams we haven't seen. Showboats have not looked great this year. The Roughnecks just beat up on them. Even I think it was a 21-20 victory or 22-21 victory for the Roughnecks. Shout out to Rick Rocker and the Predator couple. Yeah, then we got the Stallions coming here in Birmingham. That should be a good game. A noon game. Let's go. It's actually my turn to cook. I'm cooking breakfast. I think I'm going to do eggs, bacon, like sausage, and maybe I don't know, some toast to go with that. All on the flat top. Let's go. Now I do have audio. All right. Hopefully get this better. Well, first, let's go over standing updates. Your league standings for week 6. DC remains at number 1 at 4-2. Birmingham at 2 at 4-2. St. Louis at 3 at 4-2. Michigan at 4 at 4-2. And then Arlington and Houston at 3-3. Houston's making a comeback. They were playing good football. San Antonio and Memphis 1-5. San Antonio's only victory, by the way, is against the number 1 team, DC. How they are still in first, I don't know, because we beat San Antonio And then who's the other to beat DC? Anyway, but yeah, that's the league standings. DC, Birmingham, St. Louis, Michigan, Arlington, Houston, San Antonio, and Memphis. Also, what I thought was really cool was the Blues game also was down the road, and for game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And every time we would score, they would show an update on the big screen, and it was really cool. They every time they'd score, and then the crowd would just go nuts. I was going to play that audio, but it's just one of those things you had to. I don't know if they were doing it during the like the game at all, but I do have a locker room. I know I'm jumping everywhere. Sorry. Hold on a second. So, like I was saying, the Blues game was down the road. They were showing us updates and stuff like that. So, there was a Blues game and a Cardinals game going on. Okay. And so there wasn't that many people at the game. I think there was like 28,000 or 26,000 or something like that. Usually there's over 30,000. All right. And people got to understand that St. Louis is a sports town. And we go and support our teams, especially when you're in the playoffs, and especially if it's our Blues. Our Blues are our beloved sacred team of St. Louis right now. The Cardinals are our world champions. All right, them and the Yankees have the most World Series. All right, I know we expect the best, but we're not seeing the best. Out of our front office. Our players are trying their best. They're doing what they can. It's not the players. We just need front office to put right pieces together and do certain things and treat certain players how they need to be treated in good ways and how they need to be. Anyway, let's jump over to audio from Anthony Beck, courtesy of the St. Louis BattleHawks. New Era Cap. That's where I got the audio from, is from New Era Cap, courtesy of the St. Louis BattleHawks. This is Anthony Beck after the game.
Win. That's what it's about right there. We're 4-2. We're 4-2.
Oh. Pardon me. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, geez. Sorry.
Hey, defense. Let's get those guys. Good teams, all right, have to pick up another phase or another side of the ball during the season. All right. Today, the defense had to pick up all the phases today. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean our offense and special teams can't get it done. We got to clean it up. Okay. We got to be smart in certain situational things. Okay. So we don't give a game away. Okay. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn in this film. All right. But I'm telling you what, man, I'm proud of you guys because you're grinding it out. It'd be real easy to sit here and score 30 and feel great about ourselves, but able to hold it down for 4 quarters defense and keep coming back. Turnovers, short yardage field, getting the sack strip, all that stuff. All right, offense, special teams, defense, we got to come together. Now we got to do it all together moving forward. But we're in a great spot. 4-2, man. All right, we hit some adversity in 2 straight losses. You guys battled back. Okay, 2 straight wins. Start separating ourselves, right? Start separating ourselves, okay? It's a hell of a job. Okay, let's bring it in. Let's go.
Like I said, that was courtesy of New Era and the St. Louis BattleHawks. That soundbite. And then a recap from this week around the league. Week 6 scores. Like I said, Renegades and BattleHawks. BattleHawks 12, Renegades 6, Showboats 20, Roughnecks 21. That was a close game. DC Defenders got mollywopped by the Panthers 38-14, and the Stallions mollywopped the Brahmas 26-3. Bye-bye, Coach Phillips, after this year. He needs to retire anyway. They need to get him like a golf cart so he can move around a little bit faster. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, St. Louis. They got DC, Birmingham, St. Louis, Michigan, Arlington, Houston. Yeah, okay. All right. That is all I have for this week. Right? Yep, that's it. All right. Yeah. Guys, we're 4-2. We're looking on to next week, hoping to become 5-2. We got the Showboats. They're 1-5. So we need to go in there, play our game, not get ahead of ourselves because they are 1-5. You still got to play the game. They're looking to upset somebody, and they're looking to upset us. So we got to come in there and still play hard. All right. On top of that, please go subscribe, like, comment on this. Whatever you got to do, that helps us out. We appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in with me. A little bit over halfway through the season. We're almost there. We're almost there towards the end. We just got to start grinding. We got to start winning. So until next week, again, I'm Jordan, and this was the St. Louis BattleHawks Show.